Hey, girls. So it's later on in the day from when I recorded the podcast this morning. I was able to get a nap in and I'm feeling better. I wanted to make this as kind of a cut me some slack type thing because when I recorded this morning, I was working on no sleep, like none. The stress of the work stuff combined with the all the other stuff was wearing me down and I couldn't sleep, and it was a lot. And then to have that stress at least mildly relieved on me. So you're going to see a lot of mania. You and I talked a lot about being manic, because that can happen. That can happen when we don't know how to handle our emotions. And I got to admit, this morning when I recorded it, a lot of emotions going on. A lot of them. And we watch in this video a bunch of my motivation videos, the videos that keep me going, the ones that remind me what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So you see me get pumped up pretty good too. So cut me some slack on this one, okay? It's a little wild, but I don't edit these. I just put them together, and then what you see is what you get. So for better or worse, this is me. But I love you. Enjoy the podcast. Just got out of the shower. Is my hair okay? I don't know. September 29th, 2024. It's 4:30 in the morning. I got like 2 hours of sleep last night because I'm just like super restless, but for a good reason. And so I'm just going to start my day. So, hey girls. I woke up, got rid of the Freedom beard, as they call it. Went with the clean shaven look because I'm going back to flying. Imagine that. Cleared of any wrongdoing. I got to take, some sort of pride in it, right? But Dad, pride's a sin. Well, no, not. You got to think about which kind of pride you're talking about. That's for a different. That's for another day. So lots of ums this morning because I'm restless. I'm uneasy. I can't sleep. I gotta get back up to speed and learn all the. Well, not learn, but You get out of flying for even a week, and your skills start to diminish. It's called a perishable skill because it can perish, it can die, it can fade away. But flying is a perishable skill. So once you're about to get back into it, you gotta start getting on the old computer, the flight sim, whatever, the iPad, practicing checklists and procedures and call outs and stuff like that. But I'm excited. I'm pumped even if I look really tired. I look okay? So I got up, I took a shower last. Got my workout in, which always helps with the anxiety. It's not that it helps. That's how you get that shit out. By the way, this particular episode, I was thinking about it in the shower. Why am I watching my words with you? You're already grown up, and I cussed in front of you in the first place. Because I treated you like adults. That always bothered me, how like grown-ups won't speak the way they speak to grown-ups to kids. Kids hear that. Kids realize that. And they're like, oh, okay, so I'm not included in their group. That makes them feel like outcasts. It diminishes their self-confidence, their self-worth. No, you talk to kids exactly the same way you talk to adults. You just make sure the kid understands, hey, listen, you're in training right now, okay? Don't go talking like that to everybody. I don't talk that way to everybody, so you don't talk that way. Anyway, they're adults in training. You were adults in training for when you're parenting. Don't get me started on the parenting thing. Christ, you already did. Why'd you do that? This episode, there's going to be some free speech, goddammit. But I know why. I've been watching what I say. It's because other people, besides you guys, are watching these. Those people are looking for things that I say to try and use against me. You know, the whole anything you say can and will be used against you. Yeah, that's what these people, you know who. The busybodies, the pains in the asses, the ones who screwed up their lives so much that now they have to go screw up everybody else's lives. Those people. And it's never a male that does this. Why is that? Why is it always women that have to go get involved in other women's lives? No. I'm going to show... No. Yes, my life was a train wreck, but I'm going to get involved here. I'm going to destroy your life. And then we can all be happy, because then my life won't look like crap. Jeez, Dad, you're really on fire today. I am. It's because some of my anxiety got lifted. And whenever that happens, I'm like, yeah, God damn it, I was right. And I'm right about you guys. I know it. And I'm right about the busybodies. And I'm being nice when I say busybodies. There's some other names that come to mind. But those people are looking for anything that I say to use against me. Go ahead. Try it. But along those lines, do you guys know that in live broadcasts, when they broadcast, like on TV, when they broadcast live, it's actually not live. There's a 7-second delay. Look that up. Dad, why is there a 7-second delay? Well, I'm going to tell you. There's a 7-second delay in case one of the broadcasters or somebody around the broadcasters drops an F-bomb. Or just something happens that's not supposed to be broadcast on live TV. Because on TV, we don't talk the way regular humans talk to each other. We have to put on the show. The show, like, the proper talk. The proper talk. You know. Anyway. I've been uploading these to YouTube, but I gave myself not a 7-second delay, but a 7-day delay. Just to see. I'm like, think, okay, so got my emotions going on. I'm going to hold on this video and then upload it. Now, the whole reason it's uploaded, the whole reason I'm making these, is in case I die. Which I really hope doesn't happen. But in case I die, you guys can watch these and get to know your dad. And know that it was bullshit as far as me not wanting to see you. No, I wanted to see you really, really bad, and they tried to throw me in jail multiple times for wanting to see you. They lied to you. They're going to have to deal with those consequences. The irony is, none of these videos, you would never see them if they would just knock it off. If they would just knock it off, then we could all just live happily and talk it out. So I was watching what I said in the videos, and now I'm like, well, I'm going to say what I want to say, but I'm going to give it a 7-day delay. So you won't notice this, because you're watching them, if you're watching them years later. I still hold out hope that you don't have to watch these videos. I really do. I hold out hope that Mom and all of her new friends say, hey, you know what, let's knock this off. Hey, great, cool. what we ascribe to others, what we accuse others of, is always what we're guilty of. So that circle of people thinks that I'm going to do what they have been doing. They've all been telling you horrific things about me. Some true, got to admit that. Most not true. Like that I abandoned you and I don't want to see you and I want you for money and I'm trying to steal you. Those kinds of things. So they do that and then they think I'm going to do that. So they accuse me of it. You will see this in life a lot. People will accuse you of the very thing they're guilty of. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm just pointing out exactly what they're doing. Hey, they're doing that. You're accusing a victim? Victim shaming? Oh my God. I'm tired of it. This one might be one of those 7-day delays. Woof. Bill Burr does this thing. Let's see if it works. Boy, he's really on fire today, huh? You pull the microphone away from your voice. Mom used to think that was funny. I don't know if she... Oh, which, by the way, if you're watching, hi, I love you, I miss you. Girls, that's because someone told me that Mom watches these videos. And I hope she does. I really hope she does. Because she still thinks that I'm that person that she hates, and I'm not. I'm kind of annoyed with the behavior. I gotta be, come on. But that guy, oof. No, not that guy anymore. But if you're watching, I love you and I miss you and I'm sorry. I really am. For what that person did. That's not me, I swear to God. As God is my witness. And so, I understand. And girls, this is for you too. I understand why Mom's doing this. I get it. I've been there. I've been in that level of anger. And I did terrible things. Horrible things. Unmentionable things. And I regret them every single day when I wake up, and I regret them every night when I go to bed. And throughout the day, too. So, if you ever want to change your mind, give me a call. Reach out. And girls, by the way, and whoever's watching this, think about that just really quickly. Let's just delve into that really quickly. So when I say like, or when anybody says, yeah, hey, give me a call. Let's talk it out. Let's figure it out. I'm sorry too. I fucked up. I fucked up too. I hope you forgive me. You know, something like that. Is there any anger or trying to instill fear in anybody like that? No, there's not. Because the fear is gone from me. The anger is gone from me. There's nothing there. But I'll be willing to bet you that the people talking to Mom are talking, not just Mom, but people just in general, when somebody's thinking about making that kind of leap of faith. And that's what it is. It's a leap of faith. And it's scary. It's scary shit. When someone's thinking about doing that, you'll hear some people say, yeah, you should. Yeah, you know, what's the worst that could happen? And then you'll hear people say, don't you do that. No, don't you do that. You can't do that. No, it's dangerous. No, can't do that. Whatever I can't even think of the words because they're not in me. I subscribe to the notion, let people make their own decisions. Girls, once again, I think you know, I let you make decisions. I brought you in on the decisions. Hey girls, where are we going on vacation this year? Where do you want to go? We were supposed to go to Italy. I think, remember, Grace, you had picked that one. But you guys were the decision makers. I didn't make decisions for you. The biggest one that stands out was with your grandmother, my biological mother. Personally, no, I didn't want you to interact with her. But I let you make that decision. Do you remember that? I knew it was going to be a shitty experience. I knew what was going to happen. I had to keep my guard up because she's a violent person. You know, just as a reminder. That's her talking to her son. Right there. That's the kind of person that I won't even say her name. She's gone to me. But that's the kind of person that I had to grow up with and dealt with. She is as much of a sociopathic narcissist that exists. That's the reality of it. And people allow that to happen. Those are called enablers. It's back in the previous videos. You've been the biggest failure of my life. And just to think I could have chosen a better route for both of us. Abortion was legal back then. That's the kind of person you were dealing with. And I knew what kind of sociopathic narcissist she was. And what happens is, with these kinds of people, I know I'm really straying off topic here, but with the sociopathic narcissist, there's going to be what are referred to as the scapegoat.
Narcissistic mothers are incredibly sneaky and covert with their abuse tactics. They are very careful to not be caught saying anything offensive. Everything she does is deniable. No matter what they do, how awful or how terrible, she always has an excuse or an explanation. Cruelties are couched in loving terms. Aggressive and hostile acts are paraded as thoughtfulness. Selfish manipulations are presented as gifts. Criticism and slander is slyly disguised as concern. She only wants what's best for you.
Until
The smear campaign is exactly what the name suggests. And all narcissists do it, specifically if you have broken away from your narcissistic
you break away.
or a narcissistic partner. Narcissists have such an inflated sense of self and self-worth. They genuinely believe they are better than and superior to other people. Therefore, when a victim or a scapegoat dares to want out and actually leave the narcissist, that produces an enormous narcissistic injury. An adult child of a narcissist, specifically the scapegoat child, if they dare to leave and expose the truth of what they've been living through, I can guarantee you that person is going to live through one of the most disturbing, sick, disgusting smear campaigns you have ever heard.
Well, funny you should mention that.
A smear campaign.
Because I don't know if I showed you these or not. That's when they started accusing me of stealing 300 grand. They probably reached out to mom and told her the same thing. Yeah. Watch your back. This is a mother speaking to her child. She called the property manager, told the people just to kick him out. You've seen the video. Watch your back. Still an unemployed pilot. No smear. That has all the time in his hands to drink and make vicious, slandering videos on how he's been so abused. Poor JJ. Smear campaign. And then, of course, all he wants back is his $300,000. So, I knew who this person was. And that's a fucking nasty person. That's a really fucking nasty person. I had to deal with it. I was the scapegoat child. If you're not familiar with scapegoat children.
The scapegoat child is selected very carefully by their narcissistic parent. Typically, the scapegoat child will be highly empathetic, a truth teller, and genuinely cares about doing what is right. The narcissistic parent realizes that this child is going to be significantly more difficult to control and manipulate, So they start blaming this child for everything that goes wrong, influencing the rest of the family to do the same. Ironically, the scapegoat has the highest probability of breaking away from the family as an adult and leading a happy and successful life.
And I did. Ran into a little bit of difficulty there with leading a happy life. Some hurdles there for another video. Straight away off topic. I let you make your decisions. I knew what decision you would make, but I let you make it. Hey girls, if you want to go talk to that woman, go for it. Here's the danger of it. Just so you know, here's the danger of it. And I told you the dangers. And then I told you I'd be watching. And I didn't have to do a damn thing. I just sat there and watched. And then, like, you guys decided. Yeah, I really don't want to talk to that person because both of you guys are empaths. That's why you inherited that from me. Both of you guys sense emotions really well in other people. That's why I know where this is going. These people that are trying to manipulate you now are going to try and break that out of you in the same way that my biological mother tried to break it out of me. It's pointless. You can't change that. They're going to be an empath. You're going to be an empath. I was an empath. Tried to break it of me, and then you made your own decision. Yeah, I don't want to associate with that person. So, the point, dragging back all the way to the first point is, those people that try to instill fear in you when you're making that decision, or won't let you make that decision. Even worse, those are the people to watch out for. They're so fucking dangerous. They will disguise themselves, like it said. No, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about you. He's dangerous. He's scary. Think about that for a second. Think about somebody who comes up to you and says, you know what? You're in danger and you can't control it. You should let me make all of your decisions for you. Do you see? Saying that. Do you see how fucking creepy that is? That a person, number one, would tell another one that they can't protect themselves. And two, that they should make their decisions for them. Let me make the decisions for you. They might not actually outright say that. They might say, no, it's too dangerous. You shouldn't do that. Don't do it. No, don't do it. I'm tearing up. Because I lived through that shit for so long. That control and manipulation by these people. And I'm sorry. They're all women. They do it. And what they do is they prey on the weak men that they can control and manipulate. And to watch it happen is painful. Because people buy into that shit. They buy into it. They buy into it like this. Like, not to get political. Really, I swear to God, not to get political. So this is about lies. This is about bullshit. Because what people are told about Trump supporters is they're hateful, nasty, racist. All that shit, right? And that the Biden supporters or the liberals are the loving and caring ones. Well, okay. Let's
Trump shirt. It's across the street, though.
So this guy just goes into, it's in front of the DNC, the Democratic National Convention. This guy just is wearing a Trump shirt. That's all he's doing. That's all he's guilty of. He just wants to just walk through these Biden-Harris supporters, the liberals.
Right into the Biden protest with the Trump shirt. It's across the street, though. Is everyone so hostile? You guys are my people. No, you're not. No, Biden says children, not Trump. No, stop. Don't stand. Stop, I'm blending in. No. Why is everyone so angry? I'm just walking the sidewalk. You see how much hate is over here? It's a public sidewalk. I feel like I'm gonna get jumped out. Oh. When you poured water on me, did it make you feel happy? Yeah. I have to change shirts. Can I have behind you? Okay. I was feeling crazy today. Hey, come on, it's just so much more respect.
Now he does the reverse.
Here for my favorite president.
He does the reverse. He puts on a Biden-Harris shirt and goes to Trump.
2024.
Trump supporters.
Stiff children.
Okay, so it is true that the people at Trump rallies, they're very, very nice people.
Yeah, they are.
I've been to them.
But it goes right back to what they're guilty of. They will accuse you of. They're that nasty and that ugly and that hateful, so they accuse the other side of that. That's the tactic that they use. That's what they're using with you guys. You'll see through it in the not too distant future, no doubt about it, because you'll eventually come to me. That's what they're trying to do with this no contact order, is make it so I can't talk to you. I will. I don't give a shit. They can throw me in jail again. Go ahead. Make me a martyr for my little girls. Fantastic. But you'll come to me and I'll talk to you and you'll be like, wait a minute. All that shit was lies. Yeah. Then they have to go deal with that. Gee, Dad, you had a lot of coffee this morning. I did have a lot of coffee this morning. I can't sleep. Maybe they might be tied together. I don't know. So this 26 minutes in, this episode was going to be all the motivational shit that I watch. There's 20, 30 videos as of right now over the past 3 years that I've saved so far. Because I look at the people who I want to be like. I watch the path that they're going on. And I wish Mom would do this. Because if she did, she'd probably change her course. Or rage can just make it so you're blind. I get that too. I know. I get it. I know. I love you. But look where they are and where they're going. Did they destroy their lives? Are they bettering their lives? Or are they causing destruction more? Are they spreading love? Are they treating everybody as like they're Jesus in disguise? Did the people at the liberal side treat the guy who wearing the Trump shirt? Did they treat him like he was Jesus in disguise? Not really. The Trump supporters, did they treat him? Come here. You're okay. I don't care. Yeah. I know who I want to be like, so I keep these videos for those rough nights, those rough mornings. The mornings are always mornings. Dragging myself out of bed. So in no particular order, we're going to go through some of these here. Oops. No. That was not where I wanted to go. Okay. Well, I screwed that all up. Aha, here we go. Joe Rogan, acclaimed liberal, but I don't give a shit. 113. I got the time mark here.
With this thing that's worried about, I'm getting a belly,
because your
I have
ego.
to do this. Yeah, ego, and just the reality of having to pay your bills and keep the lights on. There's just like too much weird shit here that distracts you. Joe Biden's fine. He's the best version of Joe Biden never seen. You're driving to work going, I'm in the upside down world. This is like fucking Stranger Things. What is happening here? You're losing your fucking mind. And that all this does, all this chaos.
Which, by the way, in the Bible, and this is for anyone watching, in the Bible, whether you subscribe to it or not, it says that towards the end, good will be called evil and evil will be called good. And holy shit, sorry, Lord. He doesn't care about that, by the way. Quick offshoot. Pull it together, Dad. I'm trying.
God doesn't care about the words that come out of your mouth. Okay, if you ever want to find out one of the Bible thumpers that don't actually, when they take the Lord's name in vain, say, God damn it. You said, God damn it. You're taking the Lord's name in vain. No. I made a noise with my mouth. That's all I did. God cares about what's in here. You see? God cares about what's in your heart. He doesn't care about the noise that you make with your mouth or your nose or your ass or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's what's in your heart. And these idiots that believe that whatever noise you make with your mouth is what is going to upset God, the all-powerful God. They have no concept of what God is.
Chaos. This is like if the devil and God were real. This is the chaos. This is hell. The hell is this confusion and this constant lack of peace. Everyone's filled with anxiety.
Well, Jesus
Worrying.
said, there's a quote, that the kingdom of my Father is laid upon the earth, but the eyes of men don't see.
It's right here.
So, so we're creating our own hell, right? And it's, I think, over-identification with the ego mind, which is different than, you got a big ego. That's different. The ego mind is like what you're conscious of, your idea of who you are. And then the things that you don't like, according to you split them off and you put them into your unconscious. So when people who hate Trump, like when you see people who have Trump derangement syndrome, that's because they're projecting that part of themselves that is like Trump onto him. And so then they can hate that. And that when you have a big reaction to something external, whether it's you love something intensely or you hate something intensely, that tells you it's about you. That's about, like I never hated Trump. I hated the system that got us Trump. Like that's I tried to keep my focus on, it was because Barack Obama bailed out the banks and kicked 5.1 million families out of their homes, and then went on to give us a right-wing fucking healthcare plan that was a giveaway to big pharma and insurance company, and he didn't really help. That's what laid the groundwork for people to go for someone like Trump. That always does. So that's what when people hate, the people who hate Trump the most are people who have split off that part of themselves that is Trump and put it in their own conscious.
All right, so enough of that one. That just reminds me. I watch that one and I remind myself, okay, I don't hate anybody anymore. I don't. There are people that I don't talk to because they're just not in the right place. And in some cases, they've opened themselves up to the evil one, like literally the evil one, because they're so cut off from reality that they're letting that whispering that happens, they're letting that affect them a little bit too much. So I can't talk to them until they get better. I try to tell them, like, no, you got to let that go, and then, well, it doesn't always work. But then there's one as far as how we get,
I'll watch to see how much time.
how we improve ourselves.
Yeah, I have a system.
Misnomer because it implies they want to lean into it. They want to challenge it. Now, this area's subsequently been imaged. In people who are successful dieters, it grows larger. In people that fail at a dieting or nutrition program, it gets smaller. People that embrace a new form of exercise, and here's the key point, that they don't want to do, this area gets bigger. People that are just doing things that they enjoy doing does not change in shape or size.
Sorry.
Now, here's what
This is
gets
so
more
important.
interesting. The anterior mid-cingulate cortex is larger in volume in a group of people called superagers. Okay, it's a bit of a misnomer because it implies they age faster. They actually age more slowly as it relates to cognitive decline. The slope of cognitive decline is not as steep in these people, meaning they're holding on to cognitive abilities longer than other people into older age. And the universal quality among these superagers is not just a larger anterior mid-cingulate cortex, but that they challenge themselves to do things that are challenging and they kind of don't want to do or really don't want to do. So
I cannot stress this enough. As an instructor, we would try to get the attention of our students, my students, and we'd bang on the floor, stomp our foot. Guys, girls, gals, folks, listen up. For fuck's sake, you have to get yourself out of your comfort zone. You have to. If you live in your comfort zone, it's all over. It's done. You are done as a human being. You are not growing. It's over. You're done. Do the thing that is uncomfortable. Whatever that is, find it. For men, it's usually career-based. Sometimes exercise, but exercise is really addicting really fast if you do it. For women, it's image things. I'm just saying generalizations here, but it's image things. And if you cling on to something, if you cling on to anything, it doesn't matter what. If you cling on to a job, okay, are you furthering yourself at that job? Yeah? Okay, good. Is it comfortable? No, it fucking sucks. Good. It's fucking great. Keep going. For women, is there something about your appearance that you're clinging on to? Is there something? And I'm picking these out because they're the quickest to find. Men, stagnant in a job, fucking miserable. Women clinging on to something about their appearance, usually is miserable. Usually. If I wore this damn shirt every single day, someone would probably say, hey, you want to try a new shirt? No, I like this shirt. I like this one. Yeah, but what's that shirt doing for you? Well, no, it makes me feel pretty. This shirt makes me feel pretty. The shirt makes you feel pretty. Okay. What happens when the shirt is no longer wearable? I'll get a new one. What happens when they stop making that? The point is, if you're clinging on to an object or a job or money, oh God, and that's what you cling on to for your quote unquote happiness, you've fucking missed the point in a way that I can't convey it. Like you missed the fucking point of life. Whether it be your hair, your looks, your whatever. It doesn't matter. If you're clinging on to that and you've gotten to a point where putting on a different colored shirt, you got to a point where if someone asks you to put on, like if someone says to me, hey, JJ, why don't you try a blue shirt or a red shirt today? What? Well, you don't like this? But this is me. This is how I like it. Yeah, but try a red shirt. No. Oh my God, what's wrong with you? I like my blue shirt. Who's got the problem there? It's not the person asking for the new shirt. It's the person who's completely clung on to that, or me. In that case. Along those same lines, and this happened recently, if someone says, hey, would you mind, try this new haircut. Huh? No. No, I like my hair. There's no difference because the appearance is our outside shell as to what's going on here, and the soul. And if you're stuck on this shit, you missed the fucking boat. I'm so sorry. You really just missed the boat. Get yourself to a place where you're not stuck on that. Do something uncomfortable. You can tell that's a big one because I try and be uncomfortable every damn day. We'll get to that one in a second.
What's the opposite of gratitude? It's resentment. And you know the great line, Nietzsche had the great line on resentment. He said, if you think someone's ruined your life, you're right. It's you. Like that's a mic drop, isn't it? That's such a great line. And gratitude is the cure for that. There's a great definition of entitlement. which is where you are now and where you want to be. If you want to do something about it, that's ambition. Where you are now, where you want to be, if you think that's someone else's problem, that's entitlement. What's the opposite?
Holy shit. Another great one. Love it. I did. And if you're watching, great. But girls, I did blame mom for ruining my life. I did. That was another one of those things that where I was projecting that onto her. I was projecting that onto her because I hated me. I really did. I hated me, whatever that was. Like I said, that wasn't me. That's not this guy. I was like trapped it's impossible to explain unless you've experienced it. But I would project that outward. I wish I could show you this text. I just tried to explain this to somebody, and I think I did a fairly good job. One of their relatives is acting out towards them. And in any case, it's no secret that I love mom to death. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my life. And I said the most vicious fucking things to her because they were things I felt about me. You got to get past that. And the way I started getting past that was, one, I got uncomfortable and I started showing gratitude. And once the gratitude started coming out, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you are in life. Be grateful for it. I walk through this house and I miss you, and I can't describe the heartache I feel. And I still look up and I say, thank you, Lord. Thank you for these blessings. Thank you so much. And it's true. It's absolutely true. Because, well, we're going to get to the biggest one at the end. But along those same lines,
You want it back. Okay. You want it back. No. I want her to be happy. No matter what that means. I want her to find someone who'll treat her with all the love she deserved from me. I want her to meet someone who will see her always as I do now. Through your eyes.
I'm not crying, you're crying. Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, God damn it. He doesn't care about the noise, he cares about what's in here. And I am pretty certain he likes what's going on in here. I think, I hope. I hope so. Steer me in the right direction if I'm not.
What is the biggest mistake you've ever made?
Mommy, here's what I'll tell you. I'm sober 25 years. I made mistakes in my life, there's no question. You know, the great thing about mistakes is when you take responsibility for them. That's the goal. To me, every human being makes them. We're human. We make mistakes. We're contradictory. We're flawed. We are challenged people because we're trying to often we do something and say another, and like, we're contradictory. But to me, the great thing of mistakes is when you own it. And the freedom of being able to say, I blew it, or I made a terrible mistake, or a little mistake, and take responsibility and move on. It's not the specific mistake, it's how you handle the mistake.
Oh, God. Watched a few videos with Jamie Lee Curtis. Oh, smart lady. Very smart lady. I would enjoy hanging out with her. Which, by the way, since we're on the topic of appearance, the hairstyle. you might take notice of this because, and I know I'm stuck on this, don't worry why, but when a man gets to a point where he's willing, he's gotten away from his career, it's just an aspect of his life, it's not where he's focused, and we're not focused with money, you will see a definitive change, but a very different one. With women, what happens when they attain that state, usually, not always, but they cut their hair. And you might want to know, like, why? What the fuck is that? It's a boy haircut. Okay, well, what's a boy haircut? It's practical, isn't it? Because, yeah, it's practical. It doesn't get in the way. It's built for combat is what it is, right? So the long hair, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. Is it practical? No. You'll see women who have attained this level very often cut their hair off because they're like, this isn't practical. What the fuck am I doing with this? Chop it off. This makes no sense. It's not practical. Yeah, it's an appearance thing. It's a blue shirt. Get rid of this damn thing. What the fuck is this? They get to this level and they chop it off. Not always, but like one of my favorite people on the planet, Pink, chopped her hair off. Mom saw that, and she had reached a level where she was about practicality. And this is stupid. Why do I have all this hair on my head? It gets tangled up. It gets in people's faces, and anyway.
The greatest version of you demands that you are extreme. There's going to be plenty of times where you don't feel like waking up, but you do it anyway. You don't feel like getting your workout in, but you do it anyway. You don't feel like drinking your 30 ounces of water, but you do it anyway. You don't feel like eating clean, but you do it anyway, because that is what greatness demands of us. The greatest version of you
It's for those days where dragging my ass out of bed is not easy.
But people don't understand you anymore. You're in that spot of obsession and drive. Where people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Sorry. A little bit louder than I expected. David Goggins is one of my heroes. Love this guy. He's if you don't know him already, he was in a spot, much like I was in a spot. And I think, I'm not sure, I'll ask him if I ever meet him, but I think he had the same inspiration that I did, because he thinks like me now.
And people don't understand you anymore. You're in that spot of obsession and drive. Where people are like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I don't want to talk to you, man, because you're not going to get it.
You're not going to get it.
Never understand what is wrong with me.
You're not going to get it.
And that's why I'm so fucking glad you don't. Because I'm in the right fucking spot. But people don't understand you anymore.
Yeah, that happens to me often. They don't get it. And what frightens me is when people try to use catchphrases. They'll hear me say something and then they'll parrot that back. And that's dangerous. Watch out for that one.
If you are able to get up every morning.
Another one of those.
If you are able to get up every morning, have no passion, no drive, no motivation, no shit, and still get up with that kind of fire, you will be successful in life. I guarantee you that.
It's true. I happen to have a passion to you guys, and so I got lucky in that. And I really did. It's a blessing from God that I will never, ever, ever turn my back on. They're trying to break me of that. That's what they do. That's what these nasty, nasty people do. When they can make you fall, they love it. It's a true story here.
All greatness is from God.
TikTok.
When a hero stumbles, the cowards rejoice. Nothing feels better to a coward than to watch a brave guy fall.
That's fucking true. They'll come after you. If you dare to get to that level and dare to have that kind of passion that they don't have, they don't like that. They don't like you having that kind of passion. And they'll come after you. Don't let it deter you. The first time, excuse me, the first time you're going to experience that is when you show a motivation for something. You're going to see the cowards try and drag you away from that. Say a career. You want to be an astronaut or something like that. I don't know. You choose. But you will find the cowards will try. You can't do that. That's the first sign of it. Get those people the hell out. Immediately.
What do you think the best argument?
Why is it showing me the name of the video? Anyway.
What do you think the best argument for atheism is?
I don't think there is a good argument for atheism. I think it's based on a fundamental misunderstanding about the nature of the world.
And for me, I think it would be, if this, and let's just choose the Christian God, if he exists and wants me to know him and save me,
it's not a him.
Make it easier? Why does he make it so difficult? Why does he seem to hide? And
because you have something to do. Okay. You have something important to do. It's no game. The price of life is death. It's not a game, right?
It's not about a fucking appearance.
You have something to do. It's not easy. In fact, it'll take everything
Sorry.
you have.
Sorry.
Everything. Right, that's why you're to consecrate everything to God. This isn't, you're not an infant. And you're not being treated by God like an infant. You're being treated by God like someone who's...
responsible moral agent. He doesn't just want comfortable little pets and his
someone to be made in the image of God is to be someone who wrestles with potential. To genuinely
wrestle with potential.
That's right. Well, that's the tohu va'ohu that exists at the beginning of time. Right? The potential, the watery chaos. The Spirit of God sits above the chaos, the primordial chaos, and extracts order out of it. That's what you do as a conscious agent. And you do that. You do that in a way that is aimed towards hell or aimed towards heaven.
But even then, and when I watch this one, Jesus has a quote where he says, I will take someone. Oh God, I'm gonna get it wrong, so I'm not gonna say it. But essentially, he says what he's looking for is motivation on either side. He doesn't care. Well, he does care, but he doesn't like what he refers to as the lukewarm people. The people just, whatever. I don't care. Oh well. If you have a passion, if you're a passionate person, that can be steered in any direction. 100%. You take the most evil person that you know, and at one point they were good. They got misdirected. But the reason they became evil is that passion, that motivation, that drive. They have it in them. It got steered in the wrong freaking direction. They have it in them. And that's what God's looking for, is that passion, that drive, to not be comfortable, to keep going. Now, the evil people, they get faced with a choice eventually. Like, hey, are you going to knock this off? You going to stop? Okay, well, I kind of don't want you at my party. I got to rename these or something here. I got these big ass long names. Okay. This one is aimed at no one in particular. Because I watch this and I think about it. I'm like, am I thinking about anybody? No, I'm not. But this is for anybody that does challenge those boundaries. Because the other thing I didn't have back in my day was boundaries. not back in my day, but back in the, you know, when I wasn't me.
Oh, it is dangerous being healed. Like, you better have something to add to my life. Because if you start trying to bring me down to your level, I'm not going to fall for it. I don't give in to my fears of rejection and abandonment anymore. I don't feed myself lies about my self-worth being tied to your happiness. Yeah, it's dangerous being healed because I have complete control over my own peace, and I know it. I'm going to set and enforce boundaries to ensure that you respect me. Your manipulation tactics of allowing your trauma to throw a pity party to pull at my heartstrings, it's not going to work. Your presence has to be better than my solitude because my peace is your competition, not another person.
Your presence in my life has to be better than my solitude. And I'm not afraid of solitude anymore. I used to be. I spent a lot of time in solitude. Holy, a lot of it. It was miserable. And that's where the evil one was able to come and manipulate me because I didn't like me. I didn't like the company I was with when I was solitary. Now I do. It's not bad. People see that and they immediately cling on to it. They want to be like that. And then they don't want to do the necessary things to become that way. I was at the gym. Oh God, I forgot what day it is now because I haven't slept. I'm on the bench press, classic, you know. And this kid, he had to have been a high schooler, came up to me and I could see he was a little intimidated. But he just asked me, you know, essentially, how do you get big? I said, okay, we can do it. It's doable. Number one, stay away from drugs. They have to know that, especially young boys. They will be attracted to drugs. But the next thing is you can't be afraid of the uncomfortability. It's going to be painful. It's going to suck. It's going to hurt. It's going to just you're going to want to quit. You got to push through that. And so he and I did a set together. We did a thing called drop sets. And if you've never experienced drop sets, go look it up. But drop sets are one of the most painful things you can do. You're not going to get injured, but it is going to hurt really bad. And I let him experience that. He didn't want to do it. He wanted the size, but he didn't want the struggle. And he quit. I was gonna work out with him for the rest of the day. Not the rest of the day, but the rest of, no, that hurts too much. Hate to break the fucking news to you, man. That's how you get there. And so these people that show up and just, I'm here. Okay, what do you have to offer? Because I'm on a mission here. I'm on a mission. You're attracted to that. I'm on a mission. What do you have to offer for my path here? Usually it's not much. Unfortunately. And that fucking sucks. Because I wanted that kid to work out with me for that next hour. He didn't. He gave up on me. He bailed.
I tell young men.
Okay. Along the same lines as the kid giving up.
I tell young men, it's like, find something difficult to do. You need that. You're not built for comfort or pleasure. Like, if that comes along, good. You know, great. If you have a day where you're comfortable and there's some things around you that give pleasure, have some sense and enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
But don't be thinking that's what your life is aimed at.
Nope.
That's contemptible.
That's where the drinking comes from.
Everyone knows that. And if they orient themselves in that hedonistic direction, there's nothing in it but shame. I tell young men, it's like...
Yeah. If you're looking to be comfortable, it's over. You will look for comfort all the time. You have to be comfortable in the uncomfortability. Embrace the suck There's another guy who scares the living piss out of me. Oh my God! Now I've forgotten his name. Just for a second there, just because I was thinking of something else. This one's a long one, so bear with me. And it's got ads.
Nightmare.
It's for those days when I'm uncomfortable. Things are not going my way.
Direct subordinate's one of my guys that worked for me. He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on, and he'd say, "Boss, we got this and that and the other thing." And I'd look at him and I'd say, "Good." And finally one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem, and he said, "I already know what you're gonna say." And I said, "Well, what am I gonna say?" He said, "You're gonna say good."
Good.
He said, "That's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say, good."
Good.
And I said, "Well, yeah. When things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it.
100%.
Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good.
Good.
Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on the other one. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out.
Got injured?
Got beat. Good. Alert. Unexpected problems? Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution. That's it.
You have the opportunity to find a solution. And this goes along with the video that we watched just a minute ago of when you reach that level, people are not going to understand you, because I guarantee you, if you show this to some of your other family members, they'll be like, "What the fuck's wrong with him? What do you mean good?" Good, I'm glad you don't understand. I'm glad you don't understand. It's a damn shame, but I'm glad to be in a spot that you don't get, because it is good. Those tribulations, those trials, those times that are just fucking horrible. Good. Good. Keep it coming. And it's not an evil way either. It's a I'm going to get better type way. Couple more, not very many more.
Almost all the meaning that you...
Damn titles. Oof.
Almost all the meaning that you will need to get you through the hard times of your life is going to be a consequence of adopting responsibility. Not of rights and impulsive action, impulsive freedom. Like, fine, rights, yeah, got it. Freedom, no problem. Even freedom to do impulsive things, fine. But that isn't where you're going to find the meaning that keeps you sustained through the storms of life. That's going to be, you take care of yourself, you take care of your intimate partner, you take care of your damn family, you don't run off, you take care of your community, you rescue the wisdom from the past, you stand up straight, and you be courageous despite the fact that life is tragic and tainted by malevolence. I will do good, no matter what. No matter what happens to me, I will do good, no matter what happens to me. It's an absolute rejection of the idea of being a victim. It's like, no matter how much suffering comes my way, no matter how much undeserved suffering comes my way,
Good.
undeserved and unjust,
Good.
in spite of my
Fuck yeah.
innocence, I will not lose faith. And I
Keep
will
challenging
do
me.
Almost all the meaning that you...
And I want you to ask yourself, because as a person who's looking to get better, I do ask myself on a regular freaking basis, are all these people who are cool with these two little girls having their dad ripped away from them, even though he wants to be there for them, are they doing good? Are they Would you say that someone who comes along and has made it their career to destroy families, a divorce attorney, is doing good? What would you say? I know what they would say because they've twisted their reality of good. That's a psychopath. But we won't get into that discussion.
We like to be right.
Okay, yeah, this one goes along with that. Because I don't like being right. And that's why I ask myself that question. Am I the one who's wrong here? Am I the one that's fucked up? Am I missing something? What am I missing? My hand to God. You know it. I end every therapy session with my therapist. I look over at the clock and I'm like, oh, we've got about 10 minutes to go. Hey, hit me with the truth, please. Hit me with the truth. Am I missing something here? Please tell me if I'm missing something. Because I'm being challenged really, really hard. And it's not that I want to be right. I want to do the right thing. And if that means that I'm wrong, I've got no problem with that. I got no problem with that at all.
Like to be right. If I'm right and you're wrong, I don't have to change. And so that's pretty convenient for me because change, there's a desert part of change. Like if I have to change, I have to fall apart and then I have to put myself back together. It's very annoying to fall apart. You know, if you're arguing with your wife and it turns out you're wrong, then you have to go figure out why you're wrong. God only knows why you're wrong. Like maybe it's a deep wrong, maybe it's a pattern. And
I don't like that little part though, because you don't have to figure out why. You just talk to her. Hey, explain this to me. No, don't be afraid. No, it's okay. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And if you're wrong, I love you more. But explain this to me. Please, just explain it to me. There's no fear here. So you don't have to go figure out why you're wrong. The answer's right there in front of you. You just have to be willing to hear it.
you have to take, maybe 10% of you has to go.
That's true.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And that's a kind of death. It's really hard. And so people will insist that they're right so they don't have to change. Because change involves sacrifice. Change involves death.
Yeah. Almost along the same lines as uncomfortability. Well, no, actually, what am I talking about? Would you say that being wrong makes you uncomfortable? It makes us all uncomfortable. Seek it out. Seek out being wrong. And if you're not comfortable with that, figure out why. Well, there's the reason why is because you want the world to see you as someone who's right. When that happens, they see you as the image of being right, and you could be doing the exact wrong thing, like keeping kids from their dad. But we portray that image of being right, being a victim, being strong, powerful, independent, brave, courageous, and all that shit they tell you. Because they're trying to keep you exactly where you are. Last one. Oh, wait. No, one more. Is there enough battery left? I hope so. This girl here, those are all men. And I was thinking about it because actually one of the people I watch most is a girl. Michelle Curran, Mace is her call sign. She was a Thunderbird. Now she's a motivational speaker. And I absolutely love this woman. She is fucking awesome in every way. And quite frankly, she kind of reminds me of Mom. But
feeling like an imposter, like I was in over my head, all that self-doubt that I struggle with. It's just such a contrast to share those very vulnerable stories, and then they see these videos of me as the lead solo, and they're like, how is this the same person? And I really just want to show people that the things that they're struggling with, everyone struggles with, and that I'm not on a pedestal with a halo, and that once you give them a peek behind the curtain, all of a sudden people have some perspective on their struggles, and it makes them realize what they can actually go do.
That's when she started, before, well, she might have been a motivational speaker at that point. But she is now like a full-fledged motivational speaker. And it's so cool. Because I don't know, Muffin, if you remember, and this I don't know if I have enough time, but it's the Blue Angels now have the first female pilot in the Diamond in the jets, and that's not easy to do because that jet, the Blue Angels specifically, it's very, very, very physical. It's hard to explain, but the Thunderbirds, it's a little bit easier to fly, a little bit. The Blue Angels, you have to be like physically strong. I don't know why I just did that. But you have to be physically like muscular strong to fly those jets. And the first female did it. And Muffin, I don't know if you remember, I was talking about this to someone the other day. You used to love flying your little Blue Angel helmet, and like we saw in the last video. And one day he said to me, like, he watched the walk down of all the men, and he said, well, I can't be a Blue Angel. And I'm like, why not? Well, they're all boys. And it broke my fucking heart in a way that you can't. It made me cry the other day thinking about that. And I was so excited to show you that there's now a girl. See, look, hey, Muffin, there's a girl flying in the jets. You can do it. It's possible. Anyway. But Michelle Mace is...
Hey, this is Michelle Mace Kern.
She's now jacked.
I'm a former fighter pilot turned motivational speaker at a contractor business event. Might sound a little bit different.
I thought about that one because a while back in one of the videos, there was some girl who was also jacked, and she didn't think that was... she didn't think that was attractive to men, or that was turning off men. It's not. The physicality is... I see that. I'm like, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. That's really attractive. But what goes... You need to understand. The men you're looking for are not just looking for physicality. Physicality is an aspect. It's like teeth, a nice smile. I don't know. The main thing they're going to be attracted to is the smart. And that girl is as smart as they come. There's no fear in her because she addresses her fears and pushes right through them. There's nothing that girl can't do. Literally. That's not bullshit. She's one of the girls. Not one of the fatties you see. Oh, God. Ooh, that came out of nowhere, didn't it, Dad? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, sorry. Oh, I'm embarrassed right now. I'm really embarrassed. Okay, but not one of these imposters. One of the actual imposters. Oh, God, I'm really embarrassed right now. Might be one of those. No, I don't edit these. You guys get to see me, and that's just the way it is. But Mace, 100% capable of doing anything. Amanda Lee, she's not a motivational speaker yet because she's not allowed to be. She's still active duty. Amanda Lee's journey.
They thought surgery was the only...
Now, for crying out loud with the ads. But she's a badass too. I know a fair amount about her.
So the Blue Angels until I enlisted, and I was actually working in Oceana in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And they came there to do their air show that they do every year, and that was the first time I saw them, and it is absolutely stunning. You can't help but look up at the sky and watch them.
What is interesting about both of these girls is that they both have gotten their asses kicked. In that they take a beating with their male counterparts, and they're not afraid to do that. There's a video I saw of her just getting beaten up. Not literally, but kind of literally. Where did I see that? I'm not gonna find it unless maybe this one.
I enlisted in the Navy,
Yeah.
and my division chief said, "You don't belong here. I don't feel like you're challenged enough." So I said, "Let's try to fly."
Make sure you're listen to that word really fast. Her division chief, her boss, basically said, "You're not challenged enough. You're too comfortable. Go get uncomfortable."
First female pilot. I am in panic mode immediately.
Good.
The pilots will pull
Be in panic mode.
G's. It's critical that they stay awake during that maneuver.
That's her flying.
Get the newbies up to speed. You don't completely know if you'll actually get there.
Being a newbie, I had never heard of GLAC before.
You got this. Keep squeezing. Okay.
Bam! Gets knocked out.
Super fast.
That's in her centrifuge. Look that one up. That's her after the centrifuge getting a taste of humility pie. And it happens, and it's great, and she's okay with it, and she's uncomfortable, and she made it through, and she got better as a person. Look at that frickin' smile. She's like, I made it, I did it. And she can. As long as you don't do that victim horse shit that people do. You're beautiful and strong and powerful and independent, brave, courageous, and wonderful the way you are. They're trying to keep you in that fucking hole. No, you're not. Keep going. Yeah, you're awesome. Now keep fucking going. Oof. Dad is passionate tonight, huh?
The majority of folks don't make it.
Look at that look.
Only about 3 months to get it to a point.
The majority of folks don't make it.
Boom. Right there. She had just woken up from passing out. Scared out of her mind. Good. Good. That is the face of someone getting stronger. Right there. And I'm so happy for her that I can cry. Like, I'm welling up right now because I see that. And I think of you guys. And I think about how strong you're going to be. And to be told the shit you've been told. Ah. Look for that uncomfortability. Because, we'll wrap it up here. Ah, fucking, some ninjas cutting onions somewhere. That's what's going on. Invisible ninjas. Because when people break you, or when they attempt to break you, and you genuinely turn to God and keep going, I can tell you with 100% certainty. Oh, I can tell you.
One of my favorite quotes till this day: God will put you back together with those who broke you. One of my
God, if you let him, it, her, whatever God is, if you hand over your life to God, you're still going to have to do work. There's no giving up. You're going to do a shitload of work, probably even more than you did before. Definitely more than you did before. Look at what happened to me. Just look. People don't want you to see. People want you to believe that I'm still drinking, that I gave up on you, that I made mom be a single mom, that I don't have a job and I'm working at a car wash. And the cowards will sit there and try and feed you the lies. To tell you how hateful, nasty, ugly, and domestically violent I am, and all that stuff that the liberals say about the Trump supporters, that kind of horse shit. You just sit back. Just sit back. Don't fight. Don't fight. Let God do your fighting for you. You just sit back and let them persecute you.
Our favorite quote till this day: God will put you back together from those who broke you.
It's enough passion for one night, but it's passion for you guys, and I love you. I love you so much that I get this passionate, and I've been tapering it and smashing it down for months because the people who did break me are still out to get me. They are. And I was fearful of that. Until this incident that also made me fearful with the airplane showed me that there's nothing to be afraid of. And I got lifted back up, literally. Those people want to be in control. And unfortunately for them, they are going to fail. When you let go of that control, when you let go of that appearance, when you let go of that horse shit that the liars will tell you over and over and over again, trying to instill fear in you so that they can keep you exactly where you want to. When you let go of that, you actually start getting built up. You become what you were always meant to be. By the way, if you're still watching, come join me. It's fantastic. It's not an easy ride though. It's not easy. You gotta wave that white flag and go, hey, I'm uncomfortable and I was wrong and I fucked up. Hey, no big deal. Me too. Let's go. It's passion for you girls, and it was smashed down for a long time, and it came out tonight. That's where my motivation comes from. That's where my passion comes from. So, I love you. And now you go love everyone else the same way I love you.